Hey Joe, working on your 6117 movement with a little bit of cosmetic damage. All the components look really good coming out of the cleaner. I have it actually running, and it is doing some crazy stuff. I am perplexed at what's happening with your movement here. I cannot adjust this rate down to a value that's reasonable. I'm going to try a different balance and just see what that does. I mean, I'm at like 800 seconds a day gaining, and I have the adjusting lever all the way against the stud. So I'm going to give that a try. I'm just going to see what happens when I drop another balance into this, and I'll come right back. Okay, so dropped in a new balance and assembly, just the whole shooting match from another movement. That's a spare. Um, I have no idea. I'm going to compare the length of your coils. I'm going to take this one back off and just check. It looks to me like the position of the stud is perhaps slightly different than what it should be. I'm not sure if somebody adjusted that or what, but it's weird. It's almost as though your hairspring is way too short for this particular movement. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I mean, this is just a from a scrap movement that I have for parts, and it runs perfect. I mean, the amplitude's got to come up a little bit, but that's just break-in. So I don't know. It's very strange. Anyway, this may come back in the mail unless I can figure out what's going on with this hairspring. I might just go ahead and replace it like we did before. Okay. Weird. All right. More work. Hey, Joe. Just a quick update on your movement. I've got it recased here in your old case that you sent along. We're doing really good. This is just a clean signal that I'm really happy with. As I said in my email, this one was a struggle. It certainly gave me a run for my money. But in the end, not the prettiest, but that's okay. Let me show you what we got here. So you got quite a few pieces coming back to you. In particular, you got a fourth wheel, you've got your bridge, and your balance assembly. I had one that was really good. This thing was 800 seconds fast per day with this pushed all the way over to the stud. I even took your balance, your hairspring out of its mounting point and moved it to the left, which should extend the length of the hairspring enough to give you some adjustment. But it was still, orders of hundreds of seconds, 500, 700 seconds a day advanced, which stunk. Anyway, so there's also your pallet fork is in here. All of these are scrap. I would say that, they're coming back to you, but you can do whatever you want to with them. Make a necklace out of them or whatever. But they are junk. So that's coming back. Apparently, whoever did all this scraping jumped over here to your to this pivot right here, and if you look under a microscope, there's a big gouge, and your fourth wheel took a bit of a hit, and so it had a big drag and was reducing your timing terribly. Your balance is perfect in this. You've got a new bridge. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like on the inside. This is your old case that we had sort of gotten some pieces off of for the other watch. This is where we stand. You have a nice looking movement now. You've got this new bridge here, this new balance assembly. There's a new bridge underneath, so it doesn't have the scraping anymore. You got a little bit here on your balance weight rotor, but that's okay. It'll be fine. So that's all taken care of. Everything looks good. I'd say we're in really good shape in terms of your movement, and all the details are taken care of. So one thing just to remind you, you had a bad spring, and that's coming back in this bag. You've got a couple screws that were wrong and a bad spring. I've also got your hands in here. So these are your existing hands that were on here. The best one is the GMT hand. So that's coming back in a little folded up paper here in a bag. So that'll be in good shape. Your other hands are here, your second minute hour. So that's also going to return. So you get a lot of return parts and a movement that's really very stable. So, you know, you can use this one for your project or however you want to go with it. Again, your GMT specific outer dial rotating spring is gone. I don't have one in stock, and I wasn't sure what you're going to do anyway. We can always locate one, but this is missing, or this had a spring that was incorrect, and I just took it out just to. It's in the bag here. You can put it back in if you want. I tightened up your crown. It was coming loose, so it's just just a matter of doing a few things. I didn't seal this up. I didn't do the whole case rework simply because it is a case that seems to be a bit of a scrapper. So you don't have your outer bezel because we took that off for your other watch. This was that uncracked crystal that you don't like the edge of. So I'm going to return this to you. It has some pretty nasty scratches and gouges that aren't really a major deal, but they are there. Anyway, so this thing's running fantastic. I'm really happy with the performance. So the movement itself is perfect. The stuff that's coming back, it was on a watch that was pretty beat. But overall, I mean, these numbers are really phenomenal. To be in the high 230s, low 240s are really something I'm pretty happy with. I hope you are too. We'll get this in the mail whenever you're ready, and we'll go from there. So all's well. All right. Thanks.